Hello my dear students, myself Dr. PITAMBAR Humane, founder Botany for You and working as Professor and Head Department of Botany, Dharampeth M Deo Memorial Science College, Nagpur, Maharashtra, India. I welcome you all in this online platform for the students of Life Sciences Botany for You. Friends, if you are new or not yet subscribed our YouTube channel, then kindly like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel Botany for You. And also press bell icon for the alerts of every lecture to be uploaded on different life sciences titles. If you want to associate with us through the Telegram group, then the link is given in the description. Through that, you can join the Telegram group and can take the advantage of the literature assistance in the form of PDF as well as the career opportunities in life sciences in India and abroad. Friends, if you want to contact us, then you can visit our website www.botanyforyou.com. Friends, from this class onwards, we will complete the semester 1 syllabus of botany prescribed by RTM Nagpur University Nagpur in the form of MCQ type of the questions. There will be total 8 questions, 8 units and around 480 questions or more. So in today's class, we will take the first paper and the first unit of this paper. The paper entitled Viruses, Prokaryotes, Algae and Biofertilizers. These topics are bifurcated into the 4 different units, of which in the first unit there is a viruses, mycoplasma and bacteria, that is the microbes. In second and third unit, the algae is there, including the cyanobacteria, and in fourth unit, biofertilizers is the topic. So friends, first of all, we will see the syllabus of first unit and then we'll continue for the different 60 MCQ type of the question that will be helpful to you in appearing the online examinations organized by the universities. In this first unit of this paper, we have the viruses and prokaryotes, which includes the mycoplasma and bacteria. The first topic is the viruses, which include the nature of viruses, that is the living and the non-living characteristics. Then ultrastructure of the tobacco mosaic virus, then structure and multiplication of the T4 bacteriophage and the economic importance of viruses. Second topic is on the mycoplasma, which include the properties of the mycoplasma, structure and the reproduction. In third topic on the bacteria, and that is the general characteristics of the bacteria, ultrastructure of the bacterial cell, reproduction, including the binary fission and conjugation, then economic importance of bacteria with reference to their role in the agricultural industry. So friends, we'll see the different MCQ type of the questions on these different topics of the syllabus. The first question, that is, which of the following nucleic acid is present in viruses? If you see the viruses, then viruses are classified into DNA viruses and RNA viruses. Later on, the single stranded DNA and double stranded DNA. In the similar case, the single stranded DNA and the RNA and the single stranded. So in this way, the single stranded, double stranded, single stranded, double stranded RNA or the DNA. So out of the DNA or RNA, only one of the nucleic acid is present in the viruses, and hence here either A or B and not the both, and hence D will be the correct answer for this question. Then which of the following components are present in viruses? The viruses particles are basically made up of the nucleic acid and the protein, and that nucleic acid will be either RNA or the DNA, and hence in association with this nucleic acid, which is the genetic material of the viruses, here there is a presence of the specific type of the protein in the specific viruses, and hence the answer will be both A and B. Then which of the following character shows the livingness of the viruses? Number one, that they are infectious agents, and the infection is carried out by only the living organism. Then second one can be transmitted from one host to the other, and this is also the characteristics feature of the living organism. Again, can undergo the mutation. Mutation is nothing but the sudden heritable change in the genome of the organism, and this is also possible in the viruses, and which is the characteristic feature of the living organism. It means that all these three different characteristics which are found in the viruses, they show the livingness of the viruses, and hence all the above become the answer for this question. Then which of the following is not the non-living character of viruses? Not the non-living character. So first one can be crystallized and stored. It is non-living character. Can reproduce within host tissue, and it is the living character. They are non-cellular, and this is a characteristic feature of the non-livingness. Then cannot reproduce outside the host, again it is a non-living character. So not non-living, so it means that it is a living, and hence the answer will be B. Then tobacco mosaic virus is a, if you see the structure of tobacco mosaic virus, it is cylindrical structure which is made up of the nucleic acid, and the different capsomeres are attached to it. So in this way there is a structure of the tobacco mosaic virus, and this central part of the nucleic acid which is coiled, and that is RNA, and hence it is a single stranded RNA virus. Then each capsomere in tobacco mosaic virus consists of, if you see the total number of amino acid in each capsomere, there are 158 amino acids in each capsomere. So this is now the capsomere, and in each capsomere there are 158 amino acids, and hence A will be the correct answer. Then how many nucleotides are bound to each capsomere? If you see the one capsomere which is binding to the particular RNA molecule, from that RNA molecule here there is an attachment of the 1, 2 and 3 nucleotides from the RNA molecule, and hence 3 will be the correct answer for this question. Then which of the following is the insect vector of tobacco mosaic virus? Myzus pseudosolani is the vector. Then Macrocephan solanifoli, this is also the vector for the TMV, and grasshopper is also the vector for the tobacco mosaic virus, and hence all the above will be the answer for this question. Then which of the following is the symptom of tobacco mosaic virus? Means when this virus infect on the tobacco plant, then what will be the symptom on the plant body? So first of all there is a wrinkled leaves, and second one that is the mottled leaves. So both type of the symptoms are seen when the tobacco mosaic virus infect on the tobacco plant, and hence C will be the correct answer for this question. Then which of the following is the negative importance of viruses? See the negative importance. Creations on the petals of the tulip which provide the beautiful appearance to the flowers, which becomes now the positive importance. Then it play an important role in purification of the water, and purification of the water is a positive importance. Then causes many plant and animal diseases, and this is the negative importance, and hence the answer becomes C. Then which of the following stage appear first in the lytic cycle? In a lytic cycle, when the bacteriophages attaches itself on the bacterial cell. So this attachment is the process that is known as the adsorption, and hence B will be the correct answer for this question. Then phases responsible for lysogenic cycle are called as, means even after the introduction of the genetic material of the phages into the bacterial cell, here they remain as it is as a part of the bacterium. Say for example, now this is a phage DNA, and even though there will not be the lysis of the bacterial cell, in such a condition it is known as the lysogenic condition or the lysogenic cycle, and such a type of the phages are known as the temperate phages, while the phages which are responsible for the lytic cycle, they are known as the virulent phages. Then T4 bacteriophages are the DNA viruses, and they contain the DNA which is double stranded, and hence D will be the answer. Then which of the following is used during adsorption by bacteriophages? It means that when the bacteriophage attaches itself on the cell wall of the bacteria, here there is an utilization of one, the tail pins, and the second one, tail fibers, and hence both A and B will be the answer for this question. Then presence of hydroxymethyl cytosine is characteristic feature of, the presence of hydroxymethyl cytosine is found in the T4 bacteriophage. The cell wall is found to be absent in, if we want to remember the mycoplasma, then the bacterial cell minus cell wall, it is the mycoplasma. It means that the mycoplasma doesn't possess the cell wall, and hence B will be the correct answer for this question. Then mycoplasma are and stain slowly on long exposure to the dyes. Because of the absence of the cell wall in the mycoplasma, they shows the gram negative nature. Then in mycoplasma, the genetic material composed of, as the mycoplasma are present in between the viruses and the bacteria, so they show a very much variations with respect to the structure and functions of the viruses and the bacteria. And again, in mycoplasma there is DNA as well as the RNA as its genetic material, and hence both A and B become the answer for this question. Then who discovered the mycoplasma? We have to remember such type of the question, that Louis Pasteur in 1958 discovered mycoplasma. Then which of the following are not the characteristics of viruses? See, not the characteristic. Genetic material is either DNA or RNA. This is the correct statement. Then they lack the enzymes necessary for their metabolism. This is also the correct, and hence the viruses use all the metabolic machineries of the host cell. Then they are non-cellular. If we see the tobacco mosaic virus, then again this structure is not cellular, and even if we see the bacteriophage, then again this structure is not the cellular, and hence this is also the characteristic feature, and hence not the characteristic feature, it means that none of the above become the answer. Then bacteriophages are involved in, if we see the conjugation, transformation and transduction. In conjugation, when one bacterial cell come in contact with the another bacterial cell, with the help of sex pili, they form the bridge, and through this bridge there is a transfer of DNA from one bacterial cell to another, and this is known as the conjugation. While when the DNA molecules are taken up by the bacterial cell from the surrounding, then it is known as the transformation. And when there is a transfer of DNA molecule from one bacterial cell to another with the help of viruses, then it is known as the transduction. So in the last one, there is an involvement of the viruses, that is the bacterial viruses, means the bacteriophages, and hence C will be the correct answer for this question. Then who among the following is known as father of bacteriology? Again, we should remember the name of Sir Anthony von Leeuwenhoek, who is popularly known as father of bacteriology. Then bacteria are called as omnipresent for its nature of habitat, because whenever we are talking about the habitat, it means that it is the dwelling place, means where the organism is living, and omnipresent because it is present everywhere, and hence it is known as the omnipresent. Everywhere means it is present in the air also, in the water also, and in the soil also, and hence all the above become the answer for this question. Then bacterial plasma membrane having infoldings at a certain place is called as, you might have seen the structure of the bacterial cell. Outside is the cell wall and inside is a plasma membrane, while at a certain places here there is a infoldings to the plasma membrane, and this infolding is known as the mesosome, and hence B will be the correct answer for this question. The genetic material of bacteria is, in bacterial cell there is a presence of a single circular double-stranded DNA molecule, which is the genetic material of the bacteria, and hence DNA will be the answer for this question. Then which of the following is used in conjugation? Earlier we have seen that in conjugation there is a transfer of DNA molecule from one bacterial cell to another through a conjugation tube, which is formed by the sex pili, and hence the pili will be the answer for this question. Then autonomously replicating extra chromosomal DNA present in the cell cytoplasm of the bacterial cell is known as. It means that if there is a bacterial cell, and in a bacterial cell there will be its own DNA molecule. In addition to that, if there will be some other circular double-stranded DNA molecule in the cell cytoplasm of the bacteria, then it is known as the plasmid, and hence A will be the correct answer for this question. Then which of the following process of reproduction is carried out during adverse condition in the environment? Every microorganism having this ability that to form either resting spores or the spores which are resistant to the external environmental condition when the environmental condition is not suitable. So such a type of the spores which are formed by the bacterial cell, and they are known as the endospore, and usually the endospores are formed inside the bacterial cell and it is resistant to the external environmental condition. Then transfer of DNA or the genetic material from one bacterial cell to another with mutual contact. It means that the one bacterial cell is in contact with the other bacterial cell with the help of sex pili, and such a type of the transfer of the DNA molecule through the sex pili, or when the two cells are in contact with each other, that is known as the conjugation. Then which of the following process in bacteria is known as sexual reproduction? The different type of the reproduction, that is the conjugation, transformation and transduction, all these three processes are considered as a sexual reproduction in bacteria. because here there is an contribution of the DNA molecule by one cell which insert into the another cell. And in a sexual reproduction also the same type of the process is carried out, and hence all the above become the answer for this question. Then which of the following type of ribosome are found in the bacteria? The bacteria is a prokaryotic organism. The 70S type of the organisms are present in the prokaryotes, and the 80S type of the ribosomes are present in the eukaryotes. It means that the 70S type of the ribosomes will be present in the bacterial cell. The cell wall, which contain 95% of peptidoglycan and 10% of the teichoic acid, is an example of. So this is an example of gram-positive bacteria. Then which of the following components are present in a bacterial cell? As we have seen, bacterial cell is a prokaryotic in nature, and hence the cell cytoplasmic organelles are found to be absent, because the presence of the cytoplasmic organelles is a characteristic feature of the eukaryotes and not the prokaryotes, and hence only the ribosomes are present in the bacterial cell. Then which of the following is not present in bacterial cell? Not present. Cell wall is present in the bacteria, plasma membrane is present in the bacteria, but nuclear membrane is absent, nucleic acid is present, that is the DNA. So when we have to see this cell, here there is a presence of the genetic material or the nucleic acid. Then cell wall is present around the bacterial cell. So this becomes now the cell wall, then plasma membrane, and this is the nucleic acid. While the nuclear membrane around the nucleus is found to be absent in the prokaryote, and hence C will be the answer for this question. Then during protein synthesis, many ribosomes are held together by mRNA. This structure is called as. Many times in the diagram of the bacteria, you might have seen such type of the arrangement. So this type of the arrangement in which the one single mRNA is carrying the many ribosomes, and this structure is known as the polysome. So the polysome is also known as the polyribosomes, and hence both A and B become the answer for this question. Then which of the following is importance of bacteria? Number 1, nitrogen fixation. The many bacteria like the rhizobia, which are found in association with the leguminous plant, which are involved in the nitrogen fixation. Again, there are many free living bacteria which are also involved in the process of the nitrogen fixation. Then fermentation, that is the alcoholic fermentation, lactic acid fermentation, which are carried out with the help of bacteria. Then antibiotic production, many antibiotics, streptomycin is one of the antibiotic synthesized from the bacteria. So all these three are importance of the bacteria, and hence D will be the correct answer for this question. Then in conjugation, DNA transfer from. If we see the process of the conjugation, there is transfer of DNA to F negative. That is, F positive is considered as a male and F negative as a female, and later on here both becomes F positive. It means that B will be the correct answer for this question. Then mycoplasmas are considered to be intermediate in between viruses and bacteria because, first one, they can grow in a medium which contain no living tissue, and it means that this is a bacterial characteristics, that it can be grow on the culture media. Then they can pass through the many filters which cannot pass the bacteria, which is the characteristic feature of the viruses. It means that both A and B are correct. because of that the mycoplasmas are placed in between the viruses and bacteria. When bacterial cell divide several times and all the cells remain attached with each other, the structure is known as. Say for example, if the bacterial cell divide and such a type of the clumps will be formed. So according to the shape of the bacterial cell, there will be the formation of the different type of the arrangements, and so there will be the streptococci or the streptobacilli. Cocci means the spherical and the bacilli means the rod shape. So such type of the arrangements will be there when there will the formation of the clumps of such type of the many cells when there will the cell division, and hence both A and B will be the answer for this question. Then match the following pairs. Earlier we have seen that the tobacco mosaic virus is a RNA virus that is having the RNA as the genetic material. Bacteriophages having the DNA as a genetic material, that is the double stranded DNA molecule is present. Then in a mycoplasma, the cell wall is found to be absent, that is the cellular without cell wall, and the bacteria are cellular but with the cell wall, and hence now they are correctly paired. The smallest cells of mycoplasmas are about usually 0.1 to 0.3 micrometer is the size of the mycoplasma, and hence B will be the correct answer for this question. Then which of the following statement is true? Number 1, that the penicillin cannot cause the inhibition of mycoplasma. This is correct, and the reason behind is that because of the absence of the cell wall in mycoplasma. Then mycoplasmas cannot give rise to walled bacterial form like the L phase variants. There will not be the synthesis of the cell wall by the mycoplasma to convert it into the bacteria, and again this statement is also the correct one, and hence both the statements given in this question are true. Then mycoplasmas can be cultured in vitro on non-living media as they are cultured as a facultative anaerobes as well as the obligate anaerobes. So this is facultative means not restricted and the obligate means the restricted. So in both type of the conditions they are cultured in a non-living media, and hence both A and B become the answer for this question. The smallest organism capable of autonomous growth and reproduction is the smallest organism having the autonomous growth. The tobacco mosaic viruses and the bacteriophages that do not have the autonomous growth and reproduction, they are completely dependent upon the host for their reproduction, and hence the mycoplasma having the ability for the autonomous growth as well as the reproduction. Then mycoplasma is also known as first time the mycoplasma was discovered in a fluid of the animals suffering from the pleuropneumonia, and hence it is known as the pleuropneumonia like organism, that is the PPLO, and hence A will be the correct answer for this question. Then in mycoplasma, the elementary cell body perform the function of, the main function of the elementary body of the mycoplasma is the reproduction, that is to increase the number of cells, and hence B will be the correct answer for this question. Then which of the following is called as jokers of plant kingdom? So we should know about this one, that the mycoplasma, because of their ability to change the shapes, and hence it is known as the jokers of plant kingdom, and hence D will be the correct answer for this question. Then which of the following statement about the mycoplasma is not true? They cause the plant diseases, it is true statement. They are pleomorphic, that is true statement, that is morphologically the different shape and size. They are sensitive to penicillin, this is wrong one. they are not sensitive to the penicillin, then they are also called as the PPLO. This is also the correct one. And hence not true means they are sensitive to penicillin. This is not true because they are not sensitive to the penicillin because of the absence of the cell wall in the mycoplasma. When viruses enters a cell but does not replicate immediately, the situation is called as, earlier I told you there are the two different type of the viruses, that is the virulent phages and the temperate phages. So here we are talking about the temperate ones, and the temperate ones are responsible for the lysogeny and the virulent are for the lytic. So here the answer will be A, that is the lysogeny. The first step in infection of a host bacterial cell by a phage is, earlier we have seen that there is a attachment of the bacteriophage on the cell wall of the bacteria, and this is the first stage, and this first stage is known as the adsorption. The viral nucleocapsid is a combination of, the nucleocapsid is a combination of nucleo and the capsid, and nucleo means the nucleic acid, and the nucleic acid is a genome of the viruses. It means that the genome and the capsid are called as the viral nucleocapsid. The capsomeres consist of a number of protein subunits or molecules, and these molecules or the subunits of the capsomeres are known as the protomers. In order for a virus to replicate, number one, the capsid must enter the host cell. It is wrong one because the capsid never enter inside the host cell, only the nucleic acid enter inside the host cell, and hence the first statement is wrong. The host cell must undergo the mitosis. There is no necessity of the mitosis in the host cell for the replication of the viruses. Then the genome must be released in the cytoplasm. This is correct, and later on the complete protein synthesizing or the enzymatic machinery of the host cell is used by the viruses for the replication. Host cell must lack a cell membrane. This is also the wrong one. There is no any relation of the cell membrane present or the absent for the replication of the viruses, and hence C will be the correct answer for this question. Then which of the following statements is not true for the viruses? The viruses have been successfully grown in a pure culture in the test tube. This is not possible because the viruses can grow only inside the living tissues. Then all the viruses are obligatory intracellular parasites. This is correct one. Then all viruses have either DNA or RNA as the genetic material, that we have seen earlier. This is also the correct one. And viruses probably arose from the small fragments of the cellular chromosome. This is on the basis of the study of the viruses. It means that rest of three statements are true and the first statement is not true, and hence A will be the correct answer. Then the bacteriophages have been used widely in genetic research since they are smallest and simplest biological entities capable of. So bacteriophages having the ability of the self-replication inside the bacterial cell, and because of that we can generate the multiple copies of the phages, and hence because of self-replication they are used in the genetic research. A cluster of polar flagella is called as, if you see the different type of the bacterial cells, then there is a different flagellation. If there is a cluster of flagella on one end, then it is known as the Lophotrichus. If there is a cluster of flagella on both the ends, then it is known as Amphitrichus. If there is a single flagella, then it is known as the monotrichous, and when the flagella are present on the all sides, then it is known as the peritrichous. So the polar flagella, that is the cluster of the polar flagella, it means that it is a lophotrichous. Then a flagella move the cell by. The characteristic feature of the flagella for the movement of the bacterial cell is a propeller type of the movement, and hence it is spinning just like to that of the propeller. Just you can see the fans or the blades of the fans, then you will understand the meaning of the propeller, which are responsible to send the air backside. The structure responsible for motility of bacteria is, earlier we have seen that the pili are responsible for the conjugation and not the mobility, and the flagella are the structures used for the mobility, and the cilia are found in the eukaryotes and not in the prokaryotes, and hence B will be the correct answer for this question. The function of viral capsid is, this is important, that why capsid is present around the nucleic acid in the viruses. First one, that is the protection against the viral genome from the physical and enzymatic destruction. So this is one of the important function of the viral capsid. Then providing the binding site that enable the virus to attach to specific receptor site. This is also the correct statement. Then serving as a vehicle for transmission from one host to another, and this is also one of the characteristic feature of the viral capsid, and hence all the above become the answer for this question. The protein from which hook and filaments of flagella are composed of. The hooks and the filaments of the flagella in the bacteria are made up of the flagellin, and hence B will be the correct answer for this question. Friends, I am very much hopeful and confident that this lecture will be useful to you in preparation of your online examinations conducted by various universities in this COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you very much for watching this lecture completely. If you like this lecture and if it is beneficial to you, then kindly like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel Botany for You, and also press bell icon for the alerts of every lecture to be uploaded on different life sciences titles. We will see the second unit of this paper in the upcoming next lecture in the similar pattern, that is MCQ type of the questions. And don't forget to join our Telegram group with the link given in the description, so that you can take the advantage of the different literature assistance as well as the career opportunities in life sciences in India and abroad. If you have any query, then you can visit our website www.botanyforyou.com. Thanks a lot once again.